Hi, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I am Tricina Greer, and this is my co-host.
Hello, I'm Amanda Hines, and we're back.
Last week we talked about anxiety, and we touched on some, um, symptoms and how to treat some of it. And we are going to continue. And today we are going to talk about some key facts. Okay, anxiety disorder are the world's most common mental disorder, affecting 301 million people in 2019. That's how bad anxiety is. More women are affected by anxiety disorder than men's. Of course. Look what we go through as women's. Symptoms of anxiety often have onset during childhood or adolescence years, which during my childhood and during my adolescence years, I've always experienced anxiety, but at the time, I had no idea what it was. Approximately 1 in 4 people with anxiety disorder receive treatment for this condition. Okay, everyone can feel anxious sometimes, but people with anxiety disorder often experience fear and worry that is both intense and excessive. These feelings are typically accompanied by physical tension, other behaviors, cognitive symptoms. They are difficult to control, cause significant distress, and can last a long time if untreated. Anxiety disorder interferes with daily activities, impair a person's life, social, school, and working. Some of anxiety is generalized anxiety disorder, persistent and excessive worry about daily activities or events, panic disorders, panic attack, and fear of continuing attacks. Social anxiety disorder, high level of fear and worry about being in a social situation that might make the person feel humiliated, embarrassed, or rejected. Agoraphobia, excessive fear, worry, avoidance of situation that might cause a person to panic. Some of these symptoms I have experienced during my childhood, during my adolescence years, and even as of today. That's why we are here to talk about the different types of anxieties, different types of depression, different type of mental disorder that we might suffer on a daily basis, that you might not be aware that you are suffering from these issues. So that's why Amanda and I are here to help you to learn about these behaviors and to see if you need any kind of support or medical help. I'm going to pass the mic to Amanda.
Okay, so far in the previous video, we covered the signs and symptoms of anxiety, the things that trigger anxiety, and the differences between anxiety and panic attacks. Now that you've heard the different types of anxiety, now we're going to discuss the different avenues, things, and areas that actually lead to anxiety. So there are 5 of them. The first one are past experiences and or childhood experiences. So if you've experienced physical and or emotional abuse, neglect, losing a parent, especially at a very tender age, being bullied or socially excluded, experiencing extreme forms of racism, or having a cold or overprotective parents, these kind of experience can cause someone to develop anxiety either later in life or in early childhood. The second thing is mental and or physical problems. So any serious, ongoing, or life-threatening physical health condition can lead to anxiety. So if you have a chronic illness like lupus, or you've been diagnosed with cancer, this can bring an onslaught of anxiety. Because after all, you don't know how things are going to end. Another area are other mental health issues. A common one is depression. In fact, most often than not, whenever anxiety is treated, depression is treated as well. The third area that can lead to anxiety are drugs and medication. So side effects of 1, psych meds, 2, medications for physical health problems, and then the third is recreational use of drugs and alcohol. These 3 kinds of drugs and medication often lead to anxiety. The fourth area is diet. Believe it or not, sugar, caffeine, and alcohol can lead someone to have a lot of anxiety. And we know, like, sugar and caffeine can give you a high and give you the jitters, and then you crash. So the fifth and final area are genetics. So believe it or not, having a close relative with anxiety problems can increase your chances of experiencing anxiety. And this is called anxiety sensitivity. The thing with this is it could be a matter of you being genetically predisposed. So it's naturally predisposed, it's in your genes, and or it could be you pick up the behavior from being around that person. So in any case, these are the 5 areas to watch out for: past or childhood experiences, physical or mental health problems, drugs and medication, diet, and genetics. Next time, we will be talking about ways to treat anxiety. And these are going to be the whole gamut, from medication to simple things that you can do that can be inexpensive. And we'll even get into the aspect of diet, because that's really important. This is diet can cause you to have anxiety. Your diet can also help you combat anxiety, and we'll get into a little more detail with that next time. So please come back, stay tuned, and before we end, we always want to leave you with these important numbers. The National Suicide Hotline number is 988. And if you're a person who prefers to text, you can dial 741-741 and someone will chat with you. Please know, again, that anxiety is a very serious illness and can lead to suicidal thoughts and attempts if untreated. Be well and return again. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next week.